Hi guys, it is Tuesday of week 5 and today we are going to be multiplying compound measures. So go ahead and go to page 261 to 262, have out a pencil, you might want scratch paper, okay? So go ahead and get that ready. And while you're doing that, I will share my screen with you. My computer keeps pulling back, let's see. Okay, much better. Well, now you cut off my head. So sorry. Okay, so we are on multiplying compound measures today, page 261 to 262. Before we begin today's lesson, though, I would like to go to number 2, and we're going to review what we've done the last couple of days. So number 2 says follow the signs. Well, it's important that we know what the signs are. On A, the sign is plus. On B is minus. C is a minus. And D is a plus. That's always good to know before you start, is what sign do they want you to work out. So number 2 says 9 hours, 21 minutes, plus 6 hours, 5 minutes, plus 8 hours, 39 minutes. We're going to add these together and then convert. So let's look. First thing we always do, we're going to pretend that it's like an imaginary line there. And we're going to add up the minutes first. So 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 5 is 15. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So I have 65 minutes. Then we have 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 plus 8 is 23. So we have 23 hours, 65 minutes. Can we leave it like that? If you said no, excellent job. We cannot leave it like that. We have got to convert our minutes. So how many minutes are in 1 hour? 60 minutes in an hour. So we're going to take a group of 60, subtract it, and add 1 whole hour, because basically what we're doing is trading our minutes for our hour. 65 minus 60 is 5 minutes. 23 plus 1 is 24. So I have 24 hours, 5 minutes. Now, if we technically wanted to make this the absolute correct way, you could leave it 24 hours, 5 minutes. I am okay with that. How many hours are in a day? There's 24 hours a day. So technically this is 1 day, 5 minutes, but we're going to leave it 24 hours, 5 minutes. Let's move on to B. I have 21 yards, 1 foot, minus 16 yards, 2 feet. Can I do 1 minus 2? Nope. 1 minus 2 is not able to be done. So we're going to take a yard, which leaves us now with 20 yards, and we're going to convert that yard into feet. How many feet in a yard? 3 feet in a yard. So we're going to add 3. And remember, whenever we do these types of problems, we rewrite them. So the new problem is 20 yards. What's 3 plus 1? 4. 20 yards, 4 feet, minus 16 yards, 2 feet. Okay. 4 minus 2 is 2 feet. 20 minus 16 is 4, so we have 4 yards, 2 feet. I know you know what I'm going to say. Challenge yourself if you want. If not, it's okay. Stay with me and we'll work on them together. Letter C. 37 pounds, 5 ounces, minus 21 pounds, 11 ounces. Now I cannot do 5 minus 11, so I got to go to a pound. How many ounces in a pound? 16. So now this guy is 36 pounds, and we're going to add 16 pounds to the 5 ounces to the 5 ounces that are already there. Rewrite your problem. 36 pounds, 21 ounces, minus 21 pounds, 11 ounces. Okay, 21 minus 11 is 10. 36 minus 21 is 15. So we have 15 pounds, 10 ounces. And D, what are you adding here? First of all, we have to ask ourselves, how many pints are in a quart? There are 2 pints in a quart. So let's add. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 pints. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 6 is 16, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. So I have 56 quarts, 2 pints. What do I do with that 2 pints? Right, I'm going to convert it into 1 quart. So I'm going to minus 2 pints plus 1 quart. And let's add and subtract. This cancels out and we have 57 quarts. Okay. Now, since we are on a roll with review, let's go ahead and just do our number 3 because we're already on a roll with review. It says solve for y. We're going to isolate the y. That's what our goal is now. So I have 2y minus 6. 2 next to a y right next to each other means we're multiplying. So what's the opposite operation? We want to isolate that y. And the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we're going to divide both sides of this equation by 2. 2 divided by 2 cancels. And we have y equals 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now, it doesn't say to check. So let's orally check. Let's just make sure. We're going to plug in a 3 where we see the y. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 equals 6. We're good. Y does equal 3. So if the curriculum does not say to check, number 1, you could always check. You can write it down yourself. Or you can orally check or mentally check to see if you have the correct answer. Letter B, y divided by 2 equals 6. Well, what's the opposite of dividing by 2? Multiplying by 2. We want to free that y, so we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by 2. These cancel because times 2 divided by 2 cancel each other out, and we have y equals 6 times 2, 12. Let's mentally check. We're going to put a 12 where we see a y. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 equals 6. We are good. Y does equal 12. And letter C, y minus 2 equals 6. What's the opposite of subtracting 2? Adding 2. So we're going to add 2 to both sides of this equation. The minus 2 plus 2 cancels each other out. And we have y equals 8. Okay, so let's plug it in. 8 minus 2 equals 6. 6 equals 6. We're good. We got it. Let's do the last one. Then we'll move on to today's lesson. Y plus 2 equals 6. Well, what's the opposite of adding 2? Subtract. Let's subtract 2 from both sides. The plus 2 minus 2 cancels. And we get y equals 6 minus 2, which is 4. We're going to plug that 4 in. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 6 equals 6. Excellent job. We've got it. Okay, good job on your review, guys. Let's go ahead to go to the top of this paper, and we're going to do today's lesson. Let's look at the fact in the yellow box. It says, to multiply compound measures, multiply each unit of measure individually, and then simplify the product. So we're going to take, if you look at the example here, we're going to multiply first the minutes by 7, then we're going to multiply the hours by 7, and then we're going to simplify the product, which we've been doing Friday and Monday. We've already been doing that, so it's just different words to say, adding and subtracting or converting. We got this. Let's go ahead and dive in. Sometimes I know you might think, well, she's not doing a whole lot of teaching in that lesson. Well, guess what? The teaching comes through working out the problems. And in math, a lot of times it's so much easier just to work through them and talk yourself through them, like we're doing. So let's look at letter A. We have 4 feet, 5 inches times 6. First thing we're going to do, and I'm going to use a highlighter here. First thing we're going to do is 5 times 6. What is 5 times 6? 30. So we're going to put 30 inches. Then we're going to multiply, get a different color here, 6 times 4. What is 6 times 4? 24. So we have 24 feet. Now we're not done because we have to look at the inches to see if we can convert them to feet. How many inches are in a foot? 12. How many groups of 12 can we get out of 30? Well, we have 12, 24, 36. Too many. So how many groups of 12? 2 groups of 12. So I'm going to take 2 groups of 12 and convert it into 2 feet. And how many inches are in 2 feet? 24. So I have to subtract the 24 inches that I have because 2 feet is 24 inches. What is 30 minus 24? 6. So I have 6 inches here, and 2 plus 2, 4. So our final answer is 4 feet, 6 inches. That doesn't look right. This is 24. Oh my goodness. Good thing I looked at that. This is 24 feet. I thought something looked fishy. And then this is the plus 2 feet. So it is not 4 feet. Some of you guys probably thought, Mrs. Rossini, what are you doing? Okay, now let's see, 26 feet, 6 inches. See, that's why you always go back and check to make sure maybe you made a little mistake. Letter B. Okay, letter B. First, we're going to multiply 12 times 8. We're going to do the ones first. 12 times 8 is 96. 96 minutes. Always do the labels. Then we go and we do the hours. 8 times 2, 16. So I have 16 hours, 96 minutes. Now, how many minutes are in an hour? 24. Now, our goal is to figure out how many groups of 24 we can get out of 96. So we could do, we could do 96 divided by 24, which works, or we can mental math it. 24 and 24 is 48, so we can keep going. 48 and 24 is 72. Ooh, let's see if we can get another group of 24. So if I have 72 plus 24, what do I have? I have 96. Exactly. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups or 4 hours. What am I thinking? Never mind. I'm thinking hours and minutes. Silly, silly, silly me. Okay. Redo. B. Wow. I am so sorry, guys. I have 60 minutes. I'm thinking days and hours for some reason. See what happens sometimes with math? Hopefully you don't think I'm crazy, but good, we caught it, or I caught it. Hopefully you caught it before I did. How many minutes are in an hour? 60. How many groups of 60 can we take out of 96? We could take one group of 60. Sometimes you just got to laugh at yourself, right? We could take one group of 60, oops, and we're going to subtract 60 minutes, and we're going to add 1 hour, because basically we are changing or exchanging 60 minutes for 1 hour. 96 minus 60 is 36, 36 minutes. 17 plus 1 is, or 16 plus 1 is 17. Okay, guys, pray for me. I'm going to keep stumbling. I hope I don't stumble over my words. Let's move on to C. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right? Thank you guys for being so patient with me and giving me all the grace. So let's move on to C. I have 3 quarts, 4 gallons, 3 quarts times 9. The first thing we want to do is the 3 times 9. What is 3 times 9? 27. So I have 27 quarts. Okay. Now I have 9 times 4 gallons. What's 9 times 4? 36. So I have 36 gallons. Okay, so we have to ask ourselves, how many quarts are in a gallon? There are 4 quarts in a gallon. So then we look at our 27 and we say, okay, how many groups of 24 can I get out of 27? 4. And if you don't know, it's totally okay. We could do 27 divided by 4. Well, 4 goes into 27 6 times. 4 times 6 is 24. And we have 3 left over. So we're going to get 6 groups of 4. That means we're going to add 6 gallons here. And we already know that 6 groups of 24 is 24. So we're going to subtract 24 over on this side. 27 minus 24 is 3 quarts. 36 plus 6 is 42. So we have 42 gallons, 3 quarts. Okay. Letter D, 12 minutes, 5 seconds times 12. First thing we do is do 5 times 12. 5 times 12 is 60. We can do it over here just so you can see. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. So 60 seconds. And then we have 12 times 12, which is 144 minutes. I didn't highlight that one. Let's do that. If you have 2 different highlighters and you like to do math in color like I do, go right ahead, guys. Whatever makes it easier for you to understand the problem. I am a huge proponent for math in color. I like doing it in color pencils, and I like using highlighters because sometimes if we see the numbers and the words and everything in color, it makes it so much easier for our brains to comprehend it. So let's convert now. Letter D. How many seconds are in a minute? 60. And how many groups of 60 can we get out of 60? 1. So we're going to subtract 60 seconds and add 1 minute. Here we go. 60 minus 60? Nope. 144 plus 1? 145 minutes. Okay, press pause, and I would like you to do E and F. I'm going to do E and F, and we're going to come back and look at it together. Okay, so look at E. E was 8 pounds, 4 ounces times 16, and you get 128 pounds, 64 ounces. There are 4 groups of 16, and there's 16 ounces in a pound, so we're going to add 4 pounds and subtract 64 ounces, and your final answer is 132 pounds. Pause if you don't understand. Look through mine, okay? And then F, we have 4 weeks, 3 days, times 19 becomes 76 weeks, 57 days. And there are 7 days in a week. So we did 57 divided by 7 is 8. There's 8 whole weeks. So 8 weeks we're adding, and then 56 days, because 8 times 7 is 56. We did 57 minus 56, and we get 1 day, with the final answer of 84 weeks and 1 day. Awesome. Let's look at the back of our paper. Write these formulas. Okay, we're going to write these formulas together, and we're going to do A, C, E, and G first, so I can move the paper over, and I can make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Area of a triangle. Let's say it together. Area equals 1/2 base times height. Area of a rectangle. Area equals length times width. Perimeter of a square. Perimeter equals 4s. Circumference of a circle. Circumference equals 2 pi radius, or 2 times pi times radius, or that's one that has 2, pi d. Pi times diameter. Okay, let's move on to B. If I went fast, just pause and you can come back to it. B, D, F, and H. Area of a circle. Area equals pi r squared. So guys, my goal is that you're saying these with me. We should have these in our brains already. You can always go on to Quizlet. You can make yourself some flashcards, and you guys can train yourself to have these memorized. And I'm pretty sure you have most of them memorized already, or I hope you have most of them memorized already. Perimeter of a rectangle, P equals 2L plus 2W. Area of a square. Area equals S squared, side squared. And area of a parallelogram. Area equals base times height. Okay. Now let's look at the rest of this. Let's do, find the answers if necessary, round to the nearest hundredth. We have been doing a lot of these, so I think we're going to go ahead and skip 5 just for today. But I want to look at 6, and we're going to do 6 together. So we have these decimal equivalents. Now look at A, or write the percent equivalent, excuse me. How do I change a percent to a decimal? To change a percent to a decimal, or excuse me, opposite way around. To change a decimal to a percent, we move our decimal point 2 places to the right. So if I have 0.325, I just have to move my decimal point 2 paces to the right, and I get 32.5%. Well, what if I have something like 3/8? What's my decimal equivalent for 3/8? 0.375. Now that I have a decimal, I can move it over. 1, 2 to the right, and we have 37.5%. Letter C, 1/4. What's our decimal for 1/4? 0.25. 0.25. Now that we have a decimal, we can move our decimal point 1, 2 to the right, and we get 25%. Now, some of you guys might be at a place where you see a fourth and you're like, 25%, it's a quarter. I know it already, right? Good job. Okay, you don't have to write the decimal. You're totally okay just to say 25%. Letter D, 1.59. Well, we have a decimal already, so all I got to do is move it. 1, 2, and we get 159%. Is it okay to have more than 100%? Yeah, definitely, it's okay. Letter E, 0.609. Move your decimal point twice, and you get 60.9%. Letter F. We have a decimal. It looks weird, but it's okay. All I got to do is move the decimal. 1, 2, and we get 140.75%. Or another way to say that is 140.75%. How about letter G, 0.25? If you look at C, is it the same thing as G? 100% it is, right? So it's 25%. It's the same exact thing. Letter H, 1/6. What's our decimal for 1/6? 0.1 with the 6 repeating. And if we're going to move that decimal, we get 16.6% repeating. Now, if we were to move that to a whole number, what we would like to do, or what I would like you to do, is round that to the nearest whole percent. And to the nearest whole percent, that would be 17%, because we have 16.6%. We look at the 6 in the decimal as the boss. That makes that other 6 go up, and it's 17%. Now, another way we can do this, if it's 0.6 repeating, the fraction for 0.6 repeating is 2/3. So this could be 16 2/3%. So either way, the 16 2/3% or the 17% are both acceptable, okay? Letter I, 3/4. What's our decimal for 3/4? 0.75. Move our decimal twice. We get 75%. Okay, how about J, 2/5? What's your decimal for 2/5? 0.4. We're going to move our decimal twice. 1, 2. Uh-oh, I have a blank space. What do I do with that? Annex a 0. So we get 40%. Letter K, 0.755. Move your decimal twice, and you get 75.5%. What's another way to say that? 75.5%. Excellent. And then 2.07, move it twice, and we get 207%. You guys are doing an amazing job. Okay, it's time to give you your assignment for tonight. So if we look at number 7, I would like you to do all of number 7 for an assignment tonight. You guys are doing really well with these. The best way to keep these in your head and to keep you knowing how to do these is to work them out. And if you do repetition, your brain's going to be, remember I told you guys about muscle memory? And your brain is a big muscle, right? So you're going to have that memory of how to do these things. If I see I have the word of, what does of mean? Of means multiply. So we have to change our percent to a decimal and multiply. How about letter B? Are we doing the same thing? Pretty much, but we have 5.5%. That has to go to a decimal percent, which is 5.5%. Then we have to change that guy to a decimal. To go from a percent to a decimal, we move our decimal point 2 places to the left. So we get 0.055 multiplied by $120. Same thing with letter C. Change your percent to a decimal and multiply. Okay, letter D. What do we have for D here? Dividing with fractions. Keep, change, flip. You guys are becoming amazing at that. Letter E, we have the same thing, but before we can keep, change, flip, we have to backwards C. Excellent. Do your backwards C first. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Letter F, multiply, super easy. Letter G, what do you have to do first? Keep, or backwards C. Excelente. Letter H, what do we have to have? A common denominator. We have to have a common denom first. Denominator. I say it like that so I don't forget how to spell that one. How about for I? What do we have to have first? Common denominator. Denominator. Okay. Letter J. Can we leave it like that? Nope. We got to move our decimal. 1, 2, 1, 2. And guess what? It goes in evenly. So that should be an easy one for you. And then letter K, I want to show you guys, really it says 3/5 cubed. It does not mean 3/5 times 3. It means 3/5 times 3/5 times 3/5. So it looks like this. 3/5 times 3/5 times 3/5. All you have to do is multiply across. And you're going to do great with it. So please contact me if you have any questions. 5th graders, I know I'm meeting with you today, so we'll go over anything that you have problems with, but you guys are doing so awesome, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm just so proud to be called your teacher. So guys, keep up the good work. You're doing great, and we're getting through it. We'll see you later. Bye.